Hi, it's been a long time since I posted a sewing video. It's summer and it's scorching, and let's make this beautiful summer dress. Before starting, I made a basic fitted dress block pattern. Actually, I got rid of all my old patterns, they were clogging my space, so I just threw them away. And yeah, I'm going to make a fresh new wardrobe. I got rid of most of my clothes. The ones I really love, I just pack them up in a box. I'll wear them maybe probably after 2-3 years. Anyway, yeah, I started with a basic fitted dress block pattern since I've gotten rid of all my pattern paper. Then and so I'm going to be using the basic fitted dress block pattern to make almost everything, almost all my new wardrobe. So I'm just gonna put a video up where you can go draft a basic fitted dress block pattern. But if you want me to create a new one, I can do that. It won't take time at all. I traced the foundation pattern on a fresh pattern paper so that I can add the details I need for the summer dress. I already have the sketch of the summer dress and my measurement, so what I need first was to get the midpoint of the armhole. That would be my chest point, so I just mark that out. Next, I drew a line for the back. I'm going to be using one pattern paper for both the front and back. So I just drew a line where the armhole depth stopped. Then I drew my A line down to my desired dress length. So now the A line I had to readjust it because I didn't have enough fabric to create the flare I wanted. So I just had to readjust the A line. Also, secondly, I had to first cut the front, then fold it and cut the back. So I'm using just one pattern for both the front and the back. To cut out the back pieces, I had to fold and release the center back allowance. So I had to fold it down to the armhole depth point and then cut it just like this one right here. I'm losing my voice. Anyway, to get the tape, I marked 2 inches on the black pieces and then squared that all the way down and cut it out. Then I had to press it to form the tape. This took me, in fact, I didn't want to exaggerate, it took me hours to do because this fabric has some stubbornness to it. So I had to press and press and press to get the tape I wanted. So yeah, you can use any fabric, but I want fabric that moves anyway. First and first, I lock the rough edges of the center back. I have 2 back pieces, so I did I locked the center back because the top parts of the dress would be open. Then I pinned the center back to close it, but I left space at the top so that I can tie it. After sewing the center back, I pressed open it. Then I pinned the leftover open space. I pinned from the front. Reason is I do not want a zigzag stitches. I just want it to look so neat. Then I added my label to it. I want it to look boutique, but I don't want it to look just ordinary summer dress. Yeah. Then I stitched. It's time for me to attach the bias tape on both the front and the back pieces. I pinned the bias tape at the top of the front and back pieces. After pinning, I had to hand stitch. I left the armhole. The armhole would come later after stitching the front piece because it has to go over the top of the front piece, which would create the hand. Anyway, after pinning, I had to hand stitch to keep it in place so I can sew a straight line. I want my clothes to look pretty neat. I don't want any zigzag stitches. Then after that, don't forget to extend your sewing to the back, the remaining bias tape at the back. Then next I pinned the armhole and then did the same hand stitching. Then I sewed the side. I sewed the side same. First I tried them out. I just want to know how it looked before going further to put the adjustable. So I quickly sewed the hand seam and I tried it out. What I noticed was that it has a space in front. There's like an opening in front. It's not pinned or plastered to my chest, so I need to remove some part side. I need to remove a bit of like an inch at the side, that's the armhole side. Then after I finished making all the adjustment I needed, I got ready to put the adjustable. I think there's a name for this, but I don't know the name. Now for the adjustable, I'll try my best to explain, but you just have to either slow down the video or just pay attention. So now for the rounded part, I measured 2 inches and passed my bias tape through it, and I'm gonna stitch that. But before stitching that, I have to get the point where I need to attach it to the back. So the back piece, one side I folded in half to get the midpoint, then I pinned that part. I did the same for the second part, so I'm going to be putting that in the midpoint of each side of the back. So yeah, while for the front it's just going to be on the armhole side. So after that, I pinned and I stitched. I took my time to stitch because it's kind of heavy, so I had to pass the needle over and over and over and over just to keep it in place. So you can see I had to hand stitch. I hand stitched almost everything before sewing. I do not want anything moving, and I do not want to sew multiple times. I don't want to have to pick out stitches. So here I passed the bias tape for the armhole from the top down to the bottom. I start from the top. Then you can see the way I passed that one. You can see the way I passed it under. I didn't pass it up, I went under it. Then still that same bias tape, I had to pull and pass it under from the top also, then pass it under. I hope you can see that. If you watch closely, you see the way I did it. Most of the video I saw online, they were pretty fast, so I had to learn by watching it over and over again. So I hope I didn't go too fast here. So this is basically it. You can move your tape. So I had to hand stitch that part also, and I tried it on to see if it looks good, and it did. So I just went ahead to stitch everything. So watch closely and see. After creating the adjustable, I locked the side seam of my dress and then hemmed the bottom of my beautiful summer dress. And that is it. That is how to make a lovely, breathable summer dress. Easy peasy. I have another video coming soon.